In my specific case, I'll be showing you the migration process of a WordPress website from Hostinger to WebHostMost. Imagine you got a WordPress website with a web hosting that you're not really happy with. The best thing you can do is to migrate your website somewhere else. But I'll be showing you the fastest, the easiest, and the safest way of migrating your data from one place to another one. And all you have to understand basically is that you need to transfer all your files along with the SQL database. So doing it manually is not the most convenient and not the best way of doing that. So luckily with WordPress, we have so many plugins, especially the free ones, that will let us to back up our data safely and restore it basically in just a few clicks. So I've got this whole tutorial prepared for you where I want to explain in details what exactly needs to be done. So let's get started. Well, first thing I want to show you here is that my website is up and running with Hostinger. This is the domain name that I'm using for tests, which is free-whm.com. And you can see it right here. And if I would go to that website to show you what it is, it's just an empty website. It's just for test. But before we move on, let me show you something that I think is quite important for you to know. And I have this website open here, which is securityheaders.com. And since my website is currently with Hostinger, let's see what type of security headers Hostinger is going to provide. So type free-whm.com, click scan, and we're getting D. Well, me personally, I'm not happy with it at all. So that is why I want to move to a safer environment. And the very first thing we need to do is basically go to our WordPress admin panel. So from here, navigate to plugins, add new plugin, and let's just find plugin that is called Updraft. Install and activate this plugin. All right, once we have this plugin installed and activated, we would have to go to our Updraft plugin, backup and restore. And from here, we have to click this blue button, backup now. All right, we can select specifically what exactly needs to be saved. But in my specific case, I'll use the default options, which is more than enough for me. And I will just click backup. And once it's complete, have a look that we have files here, which is database, plugin, themes, uploads, and others. All you need to do is just click each of them separately and wait until it gives you this button, download to your computer. So download one by one. All right, so that was it. The website is backed up now. And next thing we want to do is to go to another web hosting that we have selected. And in this specific case, it's going to be WebHostMost. So we would have to go back to webhostmost.com. Now we have to reassign our domain name. So the way I have set up my domain name is with another domain register, which is clouddns.net. And if we go to clouddns.net, you can see my domain name here. We need to find name servers because right now those name servers are actually pointing to Hostinger and we would need to change that. So as you can see here, I have two name servers that I have assigned, and now we have to go to webhostmost.com website. So from this website, you need to log into your account. I am logged in already, so I will just select service that I'm using, which is 1 gig unlimited web host. Scroll all the way down, click hosting information, and from here, you'll have NS records. Remember that we have to reassign name servers for this domain to point to WebHostMost actually. So let's go back to our domain provider and let's assign name servers from WebHostMost. Click Save button. Normally it takes just a few minutes, but in the meantime, what we're gonna do now, we would have to log into our direct admin panel. Once we navigate to our web control panel, we need to install fresh WordPress installation at the beginning. So that way we can install plugin first and then restore the backup that we have made with that specific plugin. So let's go to website management, advanced installer hub, find WordPress, and just click install now. So we just have to wait a few seconds and we have fresh WordPress installation that we will be able to see live with different content because our name servers already changed. So the website needs to show an empty page right now. Let's check if that's the case. I still see my old version of the website because we have just installed new WordPress installation on a new hosting, but it's still showing me old website from another hosting provider. So at that point, what you can do is you can just enable VPN, for example, or open an incognito window window. So with VPN mode enabled, refresh the page. So what you'll see now is a fresh WordPress installation that we have got installed with a new hosting provider. So what needs to be done at this point is we have to navigate to our admin panel. We'll see our fresh WordPress installation. So let's install this plugin that we have installed previously again. Let's search for Updraft. Just click install now and activate. Now let's navigate to backup and restore, but instead of clicking this blue backup now button, we'll have to click upload backup files. Can you see down below here, upload backup files? Click that, select all the files, and you have to select all the files that you originally downloaded. Select them all, wait a few minutes or seconds until it gets uploaded back to the server, and you'll see that we have now this whole backup from our previous hosting. And on the right side, you'll see a restore button. We have to click that and select every single option that you need to restore. And in my case, that's going to be everything because we are doing a full restoration. Click next, restore, wait a few seconds, and make sure that it is giving you a restore successful screen. Once you see that, you can just click return back to your main page and refresh it once again. And voila, we have that exact website from Hostinger that we have backed up and restored here with WebHostMost. So as you saw, this process is super easy and super quick. Just keep in mind that it will take longer if you have a larger website. So let's navigate back to securityheaders.com, type your domain name, in my case it's free-whm.com, and click scan. We are getting A+ security headers, and now I feel much safer and much better. It also works fast, and that was the whole process of migrating your website from one platform to another one. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more videos.